going on, Jerome's? So, unfortunately, turnovers have been a hallmark of the 2023 Minnesota Vikings experience, and it has been a little rough. And this season, the Vikings have turned it over 30 times through 15 games, which is 30th in the league, and they've only taken it away 21 times, which is 17th. Right, and this after last season where the Vikings were relatively clean with turnovers, 23, 17th in the league, and also got a decent number of takeaways, 25 for 9th in the league. But obviously, if you turn the ball over, give the ball to the other team, they get an extra possession. Usually they get better field position, and it makes sense. They'll get points and beep, bop, 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 boop. It makes things very tough to win, and it's something that is very static and very correlated, where if you turn the ball over more than your opponent, chances are you're probably going to lose. But, if it's even, or if you turn the ball over less, maybe you got a shot. But going through the Vikings 2023 season, again, allegedly 7-8, allegedly, the Vikings, you know what's shocking? They've only won the turnover battle 4 times, and they're 4-0 in those games. They're also 2-0 when it's neutral, but they've lost their turnover battle 9 times. They've won once. That was the Carolina game, but every single one of their losses, they've lost the turnover battle, and 5 out of the 8 are by 2 or more. So it's rough, and also it just seems like the timing of the turnovers are bad too. Either they're deep in Vikings territory, or they're when the Vikings are in scoring range, maybe even in the red zone. It's tough, man. It's tough. But going back to last season, I mean, the Vikings, fared pretty well. They're winning the turnover differential quite handily, or at least getting neutral. They only lost it 6 times now, and also only 4 of those resulted in losses. They did beat the Patriots on Thanksgiving, Thursday Night Football, as well as the Colts. Oh, yeah. No, we lost the turnover battle against the Colts, but it didn't matter. In the grand scheme of things. But again, it's something that is very highly correlated. And in the Kevin O'Connell regime over the last 2 years, the Vikings are 20-12, which is a .625 winning percentage, respect to KOC. And when they win, the turnover differential, meaning they turn the ball over less. So they have a number of turnovers, and the defense gets at least one more. They are 11-0. Which makes sense. Even when it's neutral, 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, whatever, they're 6-0. So when they win the turnover differential, or if it's neutral, they are 17-0. Baby, you got a stew going. But when they lose the turnover differential, 3-12. 3-12. And I do expect that this is very highly correlated with the rest of the league as well. But, I mean, that is one of the main reasons why the Vikings have lost their 8 games. And, again, what's so frustrating is every single one of their losses has been by 1 score. And if you're losing the turnover battle by 3 against the Bucs and you lose by a field goal, that sucks. Same thing with the Eagles losing by 6 on the road, where you lose the turnover differential by 3. The Broncos even worse. -3 and you lose by a point. -2 you lose by 2 against the Bears, and -3 you lose by 6 against the Lions. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Where if the Vikings, in those games, hey, lose a turnover differential by 2 instead of 3, and you probably win. Again, I understand that this season has been frustrating. You can point at injuries, you can point at this, that, or the other thing, but it comes down to taking care of the football, holding on to it, not throwing picks, and also this doesn't even take into account drops, which the Vikings had significant issues early in the season. But again, it's actually a miracle. An absolute miracle that the Vikings gave away these close games due to turnovers mainly, and also they're on their 4th freaking quarterback, and they're still 7-8 and still have a shot at the playoffs. I mean, if you take a step back and look at it objectively, it's a miracle job by Kevin O'Connell. I know that we've gave him poop over the last couple weeks because the Vikings dropped 4 of the last 5, and in their win they scored 3 points. But yeah, again, it's frustrating. I don't care if you're on quarterback number 17. If you're in these close, tight games, and if you just turn it over once less per game, these turn into wins. It's so frustrating, man. But again, this is something that needs to be top of mind. Hey, don't turn the ball over and get some turnovers, and you're gonna win. It's weird how it works out, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Turnovers are killing the Vikings this year. Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.